Showtime.
Chat, you heard it. Your video was still up. I went to like start my music and it played. All right, there we go.
Oh, my video?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I was gonna say another thing too, man, and this is probably the biggest thing that's hurting a lot of content creators, is that they don't have a team around them. And I don't mean like other content creators to collab with. I mean a team of people who are going to help them with whatever they're trying to do, whether it's bounce ideas off of them or like work on thumbnails and say, hey, do you like this? Do you like how this turned out? Like, should I change anything? Having people that can help you with staging, right? Like, not necessarily saying, all right, guys, today's video, we're gonna be playing with Trixx and Meta Smash, and we're gonna talk to them again in like 3.5 weeks. Like, not really that, right? And
no, you're talking about like people you're working with like consistently.
Yeah, I'm talking about Swigs and Mage and Juice of my team, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you have people who are like that? Even if it's only one person, and could it be more than one person, right?
If I be complete, okay, so I'm gonna be 100% real with you, man. I've got severe trust issues, and I'm always afraid of people using me. So it's like I'm very picky about who I let in my circle or let be involved with what I'm doing business-wise. Because just be honest with you, a lot in life, a lot of people have used me in the past, so I've just naturally gave me trust issues. The only one I've not felt that with, if I'm being 100% honest, is you.
Yes. Yes.
Like, literally, like, honest to God, like, I literally feel like there's always some kind of alternative motive if I'm ever working with someone, and they don't actually give two shits about me. They just give a shit about what I offer them, which is, like, you know, exposure to whatever they're doing. Which I guess I can parlay on that, but, like, in a way, it's just, like, it doesn't make me trust them. You know what I mean? It makes me feel like if I ever was to let out an idea without, like, you know, doing something with it, they would just, like, one day, like, scumbag me and take it or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty stupid, I know, but
No,
it's definitely something I struggle with.
Here's the thing, though, I could say to that as well, is whether or not someone's going to take your idea. Here's the thing, and this is where I also know that I flourish as a content creator, is I have so many fucking ideas that if someone takes my idea, I don't even care. I've given ideas away, bro, multiple times. I've given away to Swigs, I've given away to Juice, I've given ideas to you, I've given ideas to X, like from your boy X, the Marth player.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, bro. So many players. And that's one thing. But also, I know for a fact that I'm going to outwork everyone. So yeah, sure, you took my idea. And congratulations, you did one video. I bet you won't do 26 more, though. And I will. So you took my idea, good job. But now it's my idea again, because I basically just tsunami'd you into having way more content. So I wouldn't really worry too much about that. That turns into a work ethic thing on your part to say, okay, if someone takes my idea, I guess it's fine. It's kind of fair game as far as taking the idea. If anyone wants to do the same thing as you can't really stop them. But also just do it better. Just be better than them. Right? It's kind of what it is.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But like, yeah, I've never been a team. I'm gonna be real. It's like I've never really like worked with a team in anything in life, really. Like the closest thing I'd probably say I've ever done that with would probably be theater.
I'm just dead.
So like whenever it comes to like team effort kind of shit, it's never worked out in my favor. So I've always just kind of worked on my own outside of like whenever we kind of got to know each other. So this is literally like a first time experience for me. I ever actually like openly talking about like what I'm doing with pretty much my livelihood.
But here's the thing I can say with that as well. So I'm gonna pull up a graphic later on my stream of how many people I've worked with. Right, I've made a graphic to say here's how many people are actually in MOS, right? And it's a lot of people, but to say how many people have stayed the entire time, not that many. Realistically.
Yeah, I know I'm one of them. My bad, bro.
No, I don't even like. Here's the thing: I don't really consider you to be part of it like that because you had your own thing going on. So you didn't leave to go sit on your couch and do fucking nothing. You had your own dreams and aspirations, and you're doing your own thing. So not any hard feelings there, and it's not like anything like that. I mean players who seeked me out and said, hey man, I really like what you're doing. I think I can contribute to your team. I want to help and be a part of what you're doing, and you don't have to pay me. I'm not going to charge you for anything. Whether I would or wouldn't, it's not that's not really part of the question or anything. It's more so the fact that they really wanted to be a part of what I'm doing. Right? And it's like, okay, cool. And then they'd stay around for a little bit, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, and then they're just gone. It's like, okay. And are they gone using my ideas? No. Are they gone doing something else? Potentially, maybe, but it has nothing to do with Smash. And it's like, well, it's like being in multiple relationships, I guess you could say, where it's like you gotta just continuously start over, and it's a little bit sad, I guess you could say. But even with that being said, there are, out of, I guess, the 20 plus players who have been in meta of Smash, realistically I only have like four to six that are actually yeah, let me just count before I get canceled for saying, hey man, what about me? Like, honestly, I've had Juice, Mage, Coltman, Shadow, Swigs, and FGZ. That's basically it, right? As far as the longest time homies, right? So
Yeah.
that being said, though, how many other players have been in MOS? I've had lots of people that have asked to play, and I'm not going to name all of them because there's way too many. Or not play, but like be a part of it. Like, one of them that was like a kind of a letdown in my opinion was MF Thang, because he was funny and he actually wanted to do stuff and he just disappeared. It's like, bro, why? You did a video with him too and it was really good. Like, it was hilarious. I'm sure you remember that shit. Yeah. You don't remember
What was
that?
his name again?
MF Thang. You did like
MF Thang. Yo, yeah, dude, what the hell happened?
exactly. I don't know.
That dude literally vanished.
Exactly. It's like, well, why? And it's like, because he wasn't.
Bro, I haven't thought about MF Thang in so long, bro. He used to be like regular in my chat and everything.
Yep. He was sub to me and he played all the time, and we like, I have done a couple of videos with him too. We did like some funny like ASMR videos and shit. He did that coaching session with you where he came into his Discord and he had like that 2003 Honda Civic for no reason. That's one of the channels.
Yeah, dude, yeah, that video was godlike.
That's
And
what
then
I'm saying.
he just vanished out of thin air, man. Like, have you really not heard from him like at all since then?
Nope. Never came back to my
Wow.
chat, not in my Discord, nothing. It's just gone. Right? And that's
Damn,
that's
dude.
happened a lot. It just kind of has. And I can honestly say, like, although I've had my fair share of people who've left from helping me, the people that have stayed have been worth the effort putting into keeping them around. Or not keeping them around, but like playing with them and putting effort in and like talking about ideas and stuff. Like having Mage, Juice, and Coltman at the very least have been a godsend as far as people to help me with editing videos, people helping me running the Discord, doing tournaments, bouncing off ideas with with Mage, doing videos with him, right? Or like with Juice, having him like literally always around for doing staging, right? Like, he's always there to help me do like videos. Like, even with like the Pyro and Mythra stuff, it's been almost 2 years plus with most of them. Like for Juice, I met him back in Smash 4, right? And
Yeah.
he's just been around. And it's like, even like with the Pyro and Mythra videos, he's helped me with videos because he has a modded Switch, so he can do hitboxes and he can do stuff with the bot holding shield or doing text options and stuff like that. It's like, yep, even to this day, he's still around, still doing the thing. And it's like, bro, sometimes he'll even jump in for coaching sessions, and I've paid him too. I never told him I was going to pay him, but just out of the goodness of his heart, he's just been like, yeah, sure, I'll jump in and I'll talk to your random student who I've never talked to for 45 minutes about DDD and setups on the ledge against Gordo and what they're thinking and stuff like that. And it's like, all right, the fact that you just said that you do it, it's like it's a 1 in a million type of person to help me with what I do. I'm not trying to get all sappy here, but it's true. You know, it's true. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you for your efforts. You never asked to be paid, but the fact that you're willing to do this after all this time still, it's like, yeah, it's crazy. And let's say if it's one person out of, let's say, 20, or one person out of, I don't know, 25 people even, it's still worth it. Because like, let's say if I get to a point where it's like I have 500,000 subs or 1 million subs and maybe I don't even play Smash anymore, it's like, yeah, these guys were the homies that were there since the beginning of time, and if there's any way I can pay them back, then I'm going to, right? So it turns into more of a brotherhood or a family, and you can bounce these ideas off of them infinitely, and they've been there from the start, right? So I guess to tie things back around is to say, if I never reached out to anybody, or if I never saw value in anybody, as far as to say these guys are part of the team, if I tried to do everything on my own, there's a chance I wouldn't be nearly as far along. Even though I've done so much on my own, I've edited over 100 videos in like the last 3 months. I've done like so many Pyro Mythra guides, and I put out so much consistency, and I've coached as much as I have, and all this stuff. It's like, there's a very strong chance the Discord wouldn't be the size that it is. My motivation might even be gone too, because I'd have nobody to talk to about how things are going, right? Like, the person I talk to next most besides those guys, realistically, would probably be like Frenzy Light. And even with him, I barely talk to him, realistically. And not even because anything good or bad happened, it's just he's busy, I'm busy, you know? and it
Yeah.
kind of just happens. And you can really get inside your own head, right? You can get inside your own head and be like, maybe people just don't care if I quit. You know, people just, maybe they don't care if I never coach again. Maybe they don't care if I never stream again, right? It's very easy to fall into that kind of shit, right?
Yeah, it's definitely something I struggle with on the daily a lot of times, honestly.
And yeah, you got to keep your head on straight, or better yet, have someone to help you do that, right? Like with Mage, for example, I try and keep him in his place as far as helping him with videos. I don't mean keep him in his place like acting properly, but like if he's ever like, yo, I don't know what to do for a video, it's like, hey, what if you just did this? It's like, is that a good idea? You really think so? It's like, yeah, man, you should just do this. Like if you have the time and you're willing to try and do this, it'll work. It's like, oh, okay. And then he does it and it works. It's like all of a sudden, Mage he's kind of my project as a YouTube mentor. I've taken him from 0 to 2.4K subs over his time of doing videos, and now he's currently working on a video with Raven King for like a Joker guide, right? So
okay,
he's just kind of getting out there. It's like, well, what did he do? What has he done to get him to be to the point that where he's at? And I said this to you before we even started streaming, and that was just don't quit. Just don't quit and stick by me, basically. Because like I said before, once again, for anyone who wasn't at the stream at the very beginning, I'm doing shit with or without people, right? So if I can catch other people on fire with the fire that I'm basically putting on myself, then it's going to turn into nothing but positivity, right? So if it turns into Mage, and I even said this to him too, like a serious talk, saying, hey man, if you ever blow up from a video idea that was my idea, I will never ever say, hey man, you owe me money, or hey man, I'm not putting you on anymore because you're on your own, because this is not fair. It's like anything I do, if somebody pops off thanks to my idea, either I shouldn't have given them the idea or it's just too bad for me, right? But I don't even look at it like from a selfish standpoint to say like you're not allowed to do well or you have to credit me or something like that. It's like it kind of just is what it is, right? And having that mentality, I guess, it makes it a lot easier to see, or makes it a lot easier to be happy for people when they're successful rather than turning it into a competition, I guess, right?
Honestly, it makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Because like I said, man, like the way I grew up, it's like I didn't really have a lot of people I could trust. So it's something that was not something that comes second, like, you know, first nature to me. So
I'm in the same boat,
I can. Oh, for real?
Yeah. But no,
Okay.
I get what you're saying, bro. Like I can 100% empathize with that. Where it's like, yeah, not everybody around you is a great person, bro. It just kind of is what it is. So you kind of have to build up yourself to be the person that you want to be, and then have a bit of a sorting process and be like, hey, I see a bit of myself in this person as far as their work ethic or their mindset or their creativity or whatever it might be, right? It's like if this person's a grinder, then we're homies. If this person's super creative, then we're homies. If they're into metal music or skateboarding or football or fitness, then we're homies. This kind of is what it is, you know? And
What kind of metal you like?
what kind of metal that I like?
Yeah. Off topic as fuck. What metal you like?
Born of Osiris, Protest the Hero, I'm Abomination, Periphery, All That Remains.
Oh, okay, you said All That Remains. That's all I needed to hear. All right, we're good.
Mostly the newer stuff, bro.
Okay, cool.
Actually, not newer All That Remains. I like the two older albums. But yeah,
Okay.
stuff like that, man. And that's the thing. It's like, how would anybody know that stuff about me unless we did a video or stream like this, right? Like I've done the Metal of Smash stuff, which is like another series where, for my community, I'm putting out videos, putting out music for my community to make montages to, right? And it's all metal inspired Smash music. I'm not sure if you've heard any of that stuff before.
I've heard a couple of the ones you put up on Twitter, and it sounded really good.
Did I actually put any? I think I put like some. I think I put like me. If it was me playing, then that's not actually one of my songs. I think that was just like a cover or like just like a small solo section I might have been working on. But like the full songs themselves are on SoundCloud as well. And those songs I made for my community to do like montage competitions with, where it's like, okay, make a montage of this song times however many people, and we'll watch them on stream together and we'll critique them. And I'm basically teaching people how to make music video montages. And then whoever does the best, I'll give you a shout out and put it on the channel as well, right? And it's like a threefold thing where it's like I'm teaching people how to do YouTube editing for free, right? I'm going to be giving people exposure, doing the montage as well, so I'm going to be getting content out of it as well, and it's a game, right? It's marketing genius. That's all I can say, bro. And
Yeah, it's definitely smart.
And it's like it doesn't have to be metal music. It could be anything, right? It could be like I don't know, you could do challenges for people. You could do, I don't know, it could be montages of your clips, right? You could be like, here's clips and here's a song, and I want you to edit this literally however you want. Whoever does the best job of editing, I'm gonna post on the channel, right? And then you can even talk to them afterwards and be like, hey, I think you did a really good job, and if you want to do more of these in the future, that'd be great. But also maybe you ask them to make you an intro for your new Armada videos. Hint, hint, Zepic, right? And then all of a sudden, now like, who is Zepic? It's like, Zepic is a guy who's really fucking talented. He does a lot of
very fucking
editing.
talented.
Yeah, and I put him on. I said, hey man, and this is one of those things too. He's in the chat, so he knows I'm talking about him right now. I said, hey man, if you are serious about your craft and you're trying to build up a portfolio, then I have literally no problem using any sort of resources that I have to help you do that. So if it's doing a overlay or a be right back screen for someone like yourself, or if it's for Ned, or for Elegant, or for someone from Armada, or if it's for me, I'm going to share that shit. And I'm going to say you can use this shit. And those people are also going to obviously like hype up your work. Like you shared it on Twitter. No one asked you to do that, right? Free marketing. Once again, I did.
Bro, like I felt guilty that I didn't pay this man. You kidding me?
And that's the thing too.
Like,
He's mad wholesome. He's like, I've given him 2 free coaching sessions. So I'm like, bro, you've done so much shit for me already. You're literally on crack if you think I'm charging you for coaching, right? Because he's just
that's pretty much my energy too.
It's value that a lot of people unfortunately don't see. Like if you are the YouTuber or content creator where it's like, oh yeah, you did all this stuff for me for free and I got freebies, but you want something from me, yeah, it's going to cost you. It's like, no, if you do that kind of shit, that person's going to disappear. And that's, I value someone's skill set and contribution to the community more than fucking like $20, you know, whether it's for an intro or a sub button type of thing or emotes or whatever. It's like, bro, whether or not you want, like I would have paid him and still put him on for stuff, right? It's like, okay, here, I'm going to give you the contact information for fucking, I don't know, somebody from Armada who wants a new intro or something for the videos or whatever. And it's like, here's the thing. If you are a smart, not even businessman, but let's say if you're a smart entrepreneur, let's say if you're a Zepic, if he says, no, I don't want to do this shit for free. I want $20 or I want $50 and I don't want to get paid in exposure. It's like, okay, that's totally fine. But how many followers do you have on Twitter? Oh, 106. That's very cool. Armada has 30,000. So what are you going to do when they retweet your work that you did for free? And now you have people coming to your door saying, hey, I want to pay for your stuff because it was really good and I got a chance to see it. Also, I'm dead. You know? So, I'm not dead. Nice. I could have been dead. But that's one of those things. So it's like, not to say that he definitely didn't have that attitude or anything like that. I'm just saying, if someone does do that, it's like you're fucking up, bro. I will 10 times out of 10 do something for free if it means I'm going to get more and more exposure or connections with somebody. It's like the same thing. You can use a very extreme example too. It's like let's say Alpha Rad's starting a new series and he wants you to edit a intro for his series. Are you really gonna be like, hey man, $40? Or you be like, 2.6 million subs or whatever the fuck he has on YouTube, and your content's gonna be out in front of people for weeks to come, months to come, whatever, with a household name like fucking Alpha Rad. So yeah, you're gonna do that for free. You're gonna pay him to do that as well. Like I'm paying him to do it, man. Like if you let me have the opportunity, I'm doing it for free. Like you just kind of have to, or you kind of should, I should say. Right?
Yeah, you absolutely should.
Yeah. So I don't even know where we're going with this. I'm just popping off at this point as far as
yeah, I know. I'm over here trying to take mental notes right now, honestly, because it's a lot of information and it makes a lot of sense. Honestly, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air here in this shit, because I'm not gonna lie to you, man. A lot of this shit's been stressing me for a hot minute. Like ever since like the COVID era, dude, like whenever it was like, okay, now all of a sudden your whole life is flipped upside down, because right before COVID, dude, I was at my peak. I was ready to start competing again. I was gonna I already had my funds up to where I could actually start traveling like I wanted to. And then it all shit the bed. And then like, you know, in a way I was kind of glad, because it made me start going on this road of content creating, but it was something that was so foreign to me. Like I was just kind of jumping in butt ass naked with one little gimmick, which is the Shotos. And it worked. But now it's like, now that that's kind of starting to wear off, it's like, well, fuck. And it's kind of starting to make me think, like, man, maybe I really am a one trick and shit, you know?
And here's the thing, you have to continuously try to reinvent yourself. That's the biggest thing, in my opinion. That's where a lot of players fall apart as far as content creators. And a lot of the content creators that are, in my opinion, not content creators, but they just put out content, if that makes sense. Like if you're fucking, I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus, but like I was gonna say someone like Void or Esam or a top player whose content is them. Their content is playing on stream, basically in dead silence, and something crazy happens. Like, what? That worked? It's like, that's not content. That's a stream. I'm sorry, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're someone who's just doing that and you can get away with it, then fuck. Like, as far as a business model goes, do the path of least resistance if it gives you a very lucrative return. As far as I put out a super simple video of me and Elite Smash and I get 30,000 views, yep, I'm going to do that every single day. Why would I put 8 hours into a guide that's going to give me 50,000 views? Or I can just play Brain Dead against my flippin' brother and just destroy them for half an hour and turn it into a video and get like basically the same return, right? But
Yeah.
If you're someone who can't do that stuff, then as far as being a one-trick pony, you kind of have to just stay creative, right? I've gone through my videos in the past and talked about oh, not like this. I've talked about my different series that I've done. I think I've put out about 7 different series in my time, right? Something around that line. So I've done a lot of different stuff and a lot of different characters, right? And yes, it's a lot of work, but eventually you get to a point where it's like you find you hit your stride, I guess you could say. You hit your stride where it's like you... Oh, hold on. Okay. I was gonna say, let me get this grab quick. You hit your stride where eventually whatever you like to do, it starts to blow up, right? And by blow up, I mean stay consistent and not tank. Right? I guess blowing up is not like the right word, but it doesn't tank and it stays very consistent. And if you're looking for a certain number as far as starting over, as long as you're not dropping, God forbid, 10 subs a day, then you should be okay. And I mean that in a sarcastic way. Honestly, if you're dropping like 150 subs because you put something out, if you like try to do it as a positive thing and it turned into a bad thing, then yeah, that might be bad. But if it's like, I'm quitting Nail the Trick, or I'm dropping Ken to put out videos on fucking the next DLC for a month. So if you want to watch the channel, it's going to be something else, right? Like every single time a new character comes out, for me, I am capitalizing to the fullest, right? When Terry came out, I got, I think, 11,000 subs, right? When Pyro Mythic came out, I got like 4,500, right? It's also in the era of Wi-Fi, so not that great. I think when Sephiroth came out, I think I got around like 2,000 or like 2,300, something like that. And when Steve came out, even then, like, I don't really like Steve, don't get me wrong, but I put out videos on Steve and I learned how to play him as much as I could for the time being. And I turned it into videos that were, I guess, good, right? And I lean on the community a little bit, right? I lean on the community as far as putting out like Nail the Trick stuff. I had Milkman put out videos for like pick loops, I think they were called. That's what he called them. And yeah, it was just content. But once again, having people jump in where they could to help, right? And
yeah, that's like me like figuring out who the hell to reach out to is kind of scary too, because it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I've had multiple, and I mean multiple content creators reach out wanting to collab with me, and it's like there are a lot of Shoto content creators too, and it's like, you know, that's cool. I understand you guys wanted to work with me, everything like this, but then it goes back to me like wondering if they're just like trying to use me as a foothold for themselves instead of actually like wanting to, like, you know, this be like more than just a one and done kind of thing. You know, it just kind of feels like I'm being used in a way, and it just, I don't know. It's like, it's just this weird, I know it's probably toxic as fuck for me to feel this way, but it's like, it's always deep in my mind, and it's always like making me like go away from people who I don't know, pretty much, if I haven't interacted with them outside of them reaching out like that.
So if someone just randomly reaches out to you, let's say they're a Falco player in my case, or a Ken player in your case, the reason, like, I can kind of go back to this. The number one reason why I never really hesitate to do something like that, it depends on what they're saying, right? It depends on the content. If they have some sort of content that's like potentially actually new or different or whatever, and they want me to put them on, it's like, okay, great. But like I still said at the very beginning, it all still boils down to my work ethic and knowing for a fact that even if I put up this person's video and they get 1,000 subs thanks to me, it's like, okay, this is a video that got big thanks to me putting it out there. And if that person, let's say, just fucks off and I never see them again, it doesn't really matter, because it's just based on how content creation is. Most people genuinely do quit. They really do. So I don't really worry about people outworking me or taking my spotlight or whatever you want to call it. It kind of just, kind of is, right? So if somebody came to you, let's say with Terry's Tiger Knee tech, you have two options realistically. Let's say if you didn't figure it out or whatever it is, you can put that person on and have them collab with you to do a video, or you can steal their tech. Or I guess the third one would be don't do a video on that at all, right? That could be the other part of it. And honestly, the moral high road for me is put that person on. Give them a chance, right? Because there's also, on the flip side, if you're looking for the best in people, there's a very strong possibility that you put them on and it's the greatest day of their goddamn life, and now they are not necessarily fans, but they're potential partners for life as far as working with you, right? Maybe not life, but like for a long period of time, however long you do Smash content, you get what I'm saying, right? So it's like, so it's like, yeah, you do somebody a solid, and if they are a genuinely decent person, which honestly not a lot of people, but it's a handful of people, you could say, right? So if it happens to work out for you, then great, right? Let's say you have someone who is an absolute grinder with Ken, and they're just finding shit out, and they have a capture card, and it's like, hey man, here's a video idea, here you go, this is just done, do the voiceover and put my Twitter at the end. It's like, okay, now you're putting out content consistently, and you're not sitting in the lab fucking 6 hours a day because you're coaching or you're streaming or doing other stuff, and they are helping you, and at the same time you're helping them get their name out there, right? So
it makes sense.
That's kind of what I've done in the past too. Like Juice had videos ideas for Sephiroth, and Mage helped me with stuff for Pyra and Mithra, or even Joker stuff. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of the stuff that they've done has been super helpful, and maybe I wouldn't have figured it out on my own, but I was willing to just put it out there and give them credit and stuff like that too. And of course, like, it's a little bit different, I guess, since they aren't complete strangers, but at one point they were entirely complete strangers. I met Juice on my stream. He was playing Cloud, and we just played on stream, and Smash 4, by the way. And I didn't know who he was. This random guy's like, hey man, can I join your arena? And how many people have said that to you, and they've just been complete duds, or they come in and just troll until they play fucking Yoshi or some bullshit, and it's super annoying. Like, that shit happens more often than it doesn't. But every once in a while, you get Juice, right? Or you get Mage. Like, I met Mage because when Hero was announced, I made a Discord for Hero, because I was going to try and like make a Hero Discord where we did all the labbing and stuff like that. And then eventually I was like, yeah, you know what, this character's kind of meh, you know, like as far as like being able to lab, everything's RNG, so I'm not trying to go crazy with this shit. But one thing that Mage always did is we would just play, and he played Joker, and I would kind of like, I wouldn't necessarily coach him like formally, but I would give him advice on stuff all the time. And this is gonna sound like mad corny or almost like a sappy moment, but he'd always after we were playing, and he was just like friendlies, he'd always say thanks for the games, always thanking me for the game, like thanks for your time, all this stuff. It's like, bro, you don't have to like next year you're gonna start calling me sir. It's not that serious, bro, we're just playing Smash. He's like, no, I really do appreciate your time and all this stuff. I was like, okay, well, wow, you know, and it's nice to be appreciated, you know. So just because of like small stuff like that, it's like, okay, like this is somebody that I'll reach out to who actually is like someone I could potentially trust or potentially work with. And at the time too, he was not a content creator, did not have a capture card, right? He's never done a voiceover, never done anything. Everything about him and his Smash content, I've taught him how to do. I taught him how to use Photoshop, taught him how to make a thumbnail that makes sense or looks good. I taught him how to stage videos. I taught him how to do voiceovers. I taught him how to do Premiere Pro. I taught him how to set up his hotkeys for everything. I've helped him with his streaming as well. I've helped him put out a lot of his I've shared a lot of his videos on my channel to help him grow his channel as well. And I've never ever asked him to pay me for anything. Right? I just did it. Right?
Bro, chat, if you ever want to know why I have red text on literally every fucking clickbait ass title I have on YouTube, you can blame this guy.
Yeah, let it happen,
you were the one
bro.
who actually, hey, dude, it literally has carried me this far, so I mean, I'll take it.
But yeah, it's like, that's one of those things, man. It's like all the amount of effort that I put into helping Mage with stuff, I wouldn't say that he could never repay me, because that kind of sounds like very pompous or arrogant to say, but I don't even want him to. I don't even want him to be like, oh, I've done this and now I owe you, or I made this much money and here you go, here's your cut. Like, that's never ever what it's been about. for me ever.
No, it's just
right?
about like you both have common goals.
Yeah, we have common goals, and here's the thing: if he gets to 10,000 subs, or let's say he even surpasses me at some point, why is that bad? Right? Why is that bad? It's really not bad because we've created a relationship where it's like, hey man, you have 40,000 subs and I have 35,000 subs, and now we can collab to 75,000 subs, right? Like we can just do that shit and it makes it even easier. And since he's a homie, and I'm a homie of his now, it's like he's never gonna say no and I'm never gonna say no, right? And maybe one day, like God forbid, he just does me dirty and disappears and starts playing Tekken and just never talks to me again. It's like, all right, well, it's just someone that you met along the way, right? If that's what it turns into, it's like, regardless, all the work that he's done is still super appreciated, and all the work that I've done for him is obviously super appreciated, and kind of just is what it is, you know. I can't let the fear of him disappearing be a reason why I would just not help him, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's just a different outlook altogether, right? And not to say that it's right or wrong. It's just what I do.
No, it's just more positive, and honestly, God, it honestly makes a lot of logical sense to me. Yeah, I might have to reach out to a couple of those content creators, because I've actually had 2 reach out to me here recently. One was a guy who actually gifted me like Resident Evil 8. He's actually sponsored by Armada too, by the way. His name's Vazzy.
Oh yeah, I actually just recently made a starting soon screen for him like yesterday.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy.
Yep.
Like first interaction, he literally just bought me a fucking $60 game. So I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's cool.
Yep. I was gonna say the 2 nicest people you've met so far are actually, I don't know if he's the nicest guy, but as far as people you could trust, me and him, we're both from Canada, so there's that. Got him.
Fucking Canadians, man. What the fuck is up with y'all, dude? Do you have any problems over there whatsoever?
Yeah, everything's
like, I'm
locked
convinced
down.
if you guys ever end up in like if you ever end up in like a fucking fender bender or some shit, I'm convinced that you pay the guy who hit you.
Probably.
Hey, yo, man, you all right? Nah, here in the States, bro, we fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, your ass is getting shot, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Oh my god, what's going on? I'm cheating.
I don't even know, dude.